Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Roy, also known as the WonderLibrarian. I am an artist, I'm at wonderlib.weebly.com, and I'm also sometimes a part-time interviewer for WeGotTheGeek.com and also a page admin and resident geek at Ryan's All Things Geek on Facebook. So look out for me in all of those places. Today I have a special guest. His name is Jordan Dowe, aka Leplyn Gaming. He's a lifelong gamer, lover of all things game, and I just wanted to have him on today just to talk about those kind of things, and also general being a geek. So I'm just going to let him introduce himself and just say a few things about himself right now. So, hi Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hi Dan, thanks for having me, of course. Lifelong gamer, lover of competitions and beating everybody online in everything I can. And I'm excited to do this.
That's awesome. We're happy to have you because I know that you've just recently launched a YouTube channel and you're looking at getting that going. So we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your hobbies and whatnot. So we're going to go ahead with some questions here. So just to start us off, we know you love playing games. Can you tell us a bit about your console of choice and some of the games you're currently playing and why?
So the PC will always be my console of choice, followed by PlayStation. It's just so nice to be able to have 73 different random things in the background as I do whatever I need to do. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Battlefront, Hearthstone, Mortal Online, and Star Citizen. They all bring something very unique to the table. Like Star Citizen is the largest crowdfunded success story that's ever existed. They've almost raised $100 million thus far. And you can really see where the money's going. They've developed such an incredible game with such incredible graphics, and it's very unique, and it's going to go a long way, I'm sure. Star Wars I've been playing a lot of. It's just so immersive and so iconic. It's really hard to pass up, and I've always been a big fan of FPS games. So.
Okay, that's awesome. So can you tell us a little bit about what about games do you enjoy the most?
Definitely the competition. I'm extremely competitive. I'll never pass up a game that has a great story, but I primarily look for games that have an awesome multiplayer scene, and then try to work my way up to being the best at it.
Okay, so you get into some verbal battles and stuff online a little bit, or?
Oh, you gotta, every once in a while, you gotta stand your ground, right? When they call you out for being a hacker just because you're better than them, arguments usually ensue, so.
Yeah, I had a hard time playing Call of Duty a little bit because, well, online particularly, because A, people are too good, and B, all the smack talk all the time, it just made me feel bad about myself, so I had to steer away from there, because also, like you, I'm competitive, so. But yeah, I don't know, I guess it can also be fun too, depending on how far you want to go with it.
Yeah, those kids are vicious on there.
Yeah, even the little ones, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so most people I know started playing games when they were kids. So I'm just curious, what game do you remember from your childhood, and do you remember what drew you to gaming in the first place?
I have a hard time remembering which game was exactly the first one I've played. There's just been so many. But the one that drew me in and it really made me like a defining moment in my gaming career was playing a 007 GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, sitting around with my brothers and just doing 4-player split screen, yelling at each other anytime somebody's screen peaks, and just trying to become the best at a game and to dominate any of your friends or family and whatnot. And it is probably where I got my competitive side from. From very early on, I just wanted to be better than everybody and to just let them know that just a little bit.
Yeah, I hear that. I used to play that game too, GoldenEye. It was kind of in the middle of my gaming career, but yeah, I definitely consider it kind of like an early Call of Duty in terms of like getting the guns and knowing a map and that kind of a thing. But I started out on things like Super Mario and Duck Hunt. So those are kind of the games that I remember from way back when. And I guess you could call Duck Hunt maybe the earliest Call of Duty. I don't know, but anyway.
Yes, an extreme classic.
Yeah, so there's that.
And those ducks the ducks don't smack talk you nearly as much.
Well, there's the dog though.
Oh, true. Good call.
Yeah, I hate him. Violently. So that's good to know. So next question, if someone asked you to recommend 3 games to them right now, what would you say?
The Witcher 3, first and foremost. The story is just so well written. The characters are just so well written. It's just It's incredibly immersive. The gameplay is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different styles that you can decide to play the game, pursuing magic or melee or however you so choose to. There's a bajillion side quests. You can spend all day just roaming the lands and finding legendary monsters to kill, or making very personal choices throughout the story. Star Wars Battlefront, the graphics are just top notch. Like, they are very well done. The sound is incredible. It is incredibly immersive and iconic. And to be able to play as some of like the very famous characters like Luke Skywalker, etc., it's a lot of fun. And third, Blizzard just recently released an FPS called Overwatch. It's currently in closed beta right now on a small hiatus. But it is a very polished game, and it's a lot of fun. And they were actually showing ads for the Overwatch game for some of the Star Wars screenings. Like, when you see the ads prior to the movie, Overwatch and other Blizzard games were in the opening ads, which I thought was really cool.
Okay. Yeah, and I just wanted to do a segue again, just to pose my question about the Star Wars game, because I'm thinking about getting it. So I was just wondering, can you play anybody like Yoda or Chewbacca or R2-D2 or anything like that? Because I could see myself wanting to be one of those people, but is it more humans or?
Yeah, it's a lot of the game is based around just playing as a nameless person with your own little setup. But anybody could have Chewbacca's blaster at any time, which is very cool. It's actually the last unlock that you get from hitting max level. So that's pretty cool. There are quite a few iconic characters in the game right now, and there's definitely going to be more to come. Right now there's Leia, Luke, Han, and then on the bad side there's Boba Fett, Emperor, and Vader. And it's quite epic. Just any one of those two characters clashing against each other, it's always a lot of fun. When it happens in the middle of the battlefield while everything's happening around you, it's incredibly immersive.
Okay, that sounds awesome. And then I just also wanted to ask, just because it's, sorry, my cat's right here. She's walking on the table. Sorry. So the new movie, you've seen it, and you think?
Oh, I loved it. I obviously wouldn't spoil anything, but the action scenes are incredible. The music, once again, incredible. I feel like they played it a little bit safe in staying true to the older movies, but are going to lead into very unique new movies. And this one was phenomenal, though, and I'd recommend it to anybody, that's for sure. Yeah,
I've heard basically a lot of what's old is new again. So, they dabble in some of the older characters to sort of make it familiar to the older audience, I guess. But then, I haven't seen it yet, but my theory was that it was going to be sort of like a new class Jedi type story. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. But I guess I'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure I'm going to like it anyways. It'll be classic. Okay. So, do you have a favorite game character?
There's a series called Borderlands. There's a little lovable robot in the game called Claptrap. He's just so well written. Like, he's just such a funny little character. Like, he throws a birthday party and nobody goes to it, and it's so sad. And he's just a little robot, and everything he says is it's like comedy gold. So like, you want to go back to him and you want to do quests with him, and every interaction with that little guy just leaves you giggling to yourself at the very least.
Okay. Yeah, he sounds pretty cool. I definitely know that I'd be interested in something like that, but I always like cutesy characters like Yoshi, or Toad, as a Mario character, classic ones, Diddy Kong. Those are some of my favorites. And then I also like Sindel from Mortal Kombat. She's always my go-to as a player. And then I kind of like things like, the classic ones that you can relate to, like Batman and Arkham Knight and that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's me. But I just wanted to interject with that. Okay, so moving right along. This is a classic question that my friends always ask. So the question is, what else do you geek out about?
It started off as a small, harmless thing that we'd get in the Loot Crate, the new little pop figurines where they come in those small white boxes. And like this guy here, typically they'll have a large head and a small body, obviously Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. And it's developing into a little bit of an obsession. Everywhere I go, I look for them, and I want to find ones that I really like, or maybe ones that are a little bit harder to find. And yeah, I'm definitely building up a little desk army, and it's quite fun. As well as a lot of shows, like any kind of sci-fi or fantasy shows. I can't wait for Game of Thrones to come back. I really enjoyed Jessica Jones. That was a good show. And yeah, just anything in that kind of realm.
Okay. Just throwing out a Game of Thrones question. So are you caught up or?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay. Do you think Jon Snow is coming back?
Oh, he's gotta. He's gotta. Every time the Red Witch would ask the god for a vision or some sort of information, she would always show him or show her Jon Snow. Like, there's no way. He's just such a popular character. Like, the actor Kit Harington plays him really well, and I think he's too iconic to die. Like, I know they kill off a lot of characters, but I just can't see them killing Jon Snow off permanently. Either Robert Downey Jr. or Ryan Reynolds for sure. Just the sarcastic, witty humor is just, it's so perfect. And at every second they're on a screen, like from the Sherlock Holmes movies to Deadpool, I'm sure is going to be phenomenal with Ryan Reynolds. Like, they just play that kind of character, like same with Iron Man. Like, their humor is very similar and they portray it so well. It's just so funny, like just how they talk to everybody and all the interactions and whatnot.
I enjoy both of them, so I can agree with you on that. Just full of personality and awesome. And then a follow-up to that, so if you could design your own game, what kind of game would you want to design if you could?
Definitely like an open world medieval style game where you can be a beggar to a bandit in the forest with a group of your best friends to somebody trying to rule the kingdoms as the king, or even the person who wants to assassinate the king and try to take his throne from him. Just a world that's yours to conquer if you so choose to, or you can just be scum of the earth and just wander the lands if you so choose to as well.
So you do have a new YouTube channel that you're trying to promote. So can you just give us a little bit of a taste of what kind of content people can expect from your YouTube channel?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of walkthroughs, quick reviews of new games that come out to maybe help decide people if it's the kind of game for them, pros and cons, etc. A lot of videos of me being whimsical on whatever game I'm playing and either antagonizing people in the open world or just pointing out flaws in games and just having fun with anything in any situation, just to put my spin on it and show the world how I view games and just, yeah, I've got like one that's just past 8,000 views now, I think it is. Yeah, it's going quite well. It just happened to be something, I searched for where a particular location of an item is on Fallout and was unable to find any results. So I was like, okay, maybe there's potential here. So then I posted a link in a video, and it's doing quite well, which is nice. It's small as it is, it's great exposure thus far.